Howdy y'all, welcome back to Shark's Place. I'm Matt. This is my buddy Beau. Today we're going to be talking about tractors.
Let's do it.
So this tractor here, this is a 1946 Ford 2N tractor.
These tractors were actually sent overseas to Germany during the war, and they were used by the Americans. And after the war, there was an influx of them overseas. So they were sent back to America and sold at auctions for farmers to use, and they got them probably for dirt cheap.
So this one's a 46. This one was never in combat. These were originally manufactured with steel wheels. So these front wheels were steel, rear wheels were steel. I mean, it looked like a death machine. That way in the war you could hit a landmine and bam, your wheel's intact. So yeah, they did start manufacturing these with rubber wheels after the war. So this one had to replace the radiator on this one. Beau helped me with that.
Yeah, replacing the radiator, it's not as easy as it just sounds. To replace the radiator, you got to take the hood off. And the thing is, when you're replacing it, you have a sediment bowl, a glass sediment bowl, that you have to lift up. And after you disconnect all your hoses and take your plates off, you have to clear the sediment bowl.
Your initial fuel filter, the fuel comes through that, so any sediment, any crap in the fuel filter just hopefully collects in that bowl.
Collects at the bottom and then fuels to the engine. But when you're moving this radiator on, you have to avoid hitting it. If you hit it, it's not the worst thing in the world. You can find these online or catalogs.
When we replaced the radiator, we had to, we had to take off the hood, which this is the fuel tank in here. Like this is where. Originally this is 6 volt. They would take these batteries out and charge it overnight. So they didn't have an alternator. So this is the alternator on here. I think they took these off of like a 50 Chevy or something. But yeah, so originally these all were 6 volt. This one and many like it have been converted to 12 volt. One conversion that this tractor hasn't had is it doesn't have electric ignition. Is that what it is, Beau?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has a points and condenser.
Yeah. So my size of points and condenser, which isn't fine or it isn't bad. You can still start it and use it fine.
Points and condensers right here. I put an electronic ignition on my tractor and got rid of the points and condenser, and that caused it to run way more smoother than it was running before. Before it was kind of hiccuping when I would hit down on the throttle. And after changing the points and condenser to an electronic ignition and replacing the power cell, because I found out I had a little dent in my power cell, it ended up making the tractor run a lot more smoothly. Here's your air filter. Now the air filter is literally just a bowl with oil in it, and the air fuels in through one duct. All the debris, sediment, supposed to hit that oil, and then there's about a ½ inch gap they tell you to leave, and all the clean air should come back in and through your carburetor and into the engine. Now this carburetor has definitely been replaced.
Yeah, it got replaced right before I got it. So we're gonna just start it and let it warm up a little bit. Turn the ignition on, and then we got a push start here. Ooh, I forgot an important step. So, here right at the fuel bowl, this little crank, the fuel's turned off. So, like we would have hoped, it didn't start. All right, now we'll just jiggle the tractor a little bit, work the gas in there. No, just kidding, you're not really gonna jiggle it. That was good, and that was good.
I mean, my tractor starts up.
I don't start this thing when it's cold.
There you go. She's quiet.
Yep. Yeah, she purrs like a little wizard. The throttle's like as low as it goes.
She's warmed up. Give her a ride. Loosen up the wheels on that bush hog. Hey Matt, you're dragging.
Oh man. See, that's what I'm talking about. This thing is busted.
As Matt was explaining, for the 2-end tractors, in order to get the 3-point hitch hydraulics running, you have to have the PTO activated as well. And I think with the 8N, they changed that design in the transmission where you can have the hydraulics working without having to activate the PTO.
So this tractor, this bush hog, that's what cleared back here. There's some metal back there. I didn't want to hit the metal. All right, so we're gonna go back here and just drive on some trails. These trails were made with this tractor and this bush hog, and there was a whole lot more stuff on them then than there is now, especially being just about to come into spring here. But you can still watch me driving tractors on the trail, and it's kind of exciting. All right, let's take her home.
So the thing is, gas has ethanol in it, and when you let ethanol sit for too long, in an engine or a carburetor, it dirties up the carburetor and it makes it hard to start when you try to start it up. So what Matt is doing is he's turning the fuel switch off, and that is causing the carburetor to throw the fuel into the engine and burn up as much as possible.
Yeah, so join us next Sunday. We're going to be taking her out to the track. Just kidding. But seriously, we'll have some more content coming your way soon, so stay tuned.
Stay tuned for me and Matt's tractor pull. We'll see who can outpull who.
Psych. I mean, that would be cool for sure.